Hey guys, welcome to this session. In this session, I want to talk to you about castles. You know, I don't know if you've ever seen a castle in person before. Maybe you've been at least to Disneyland or Disney World and seen, Cinderella's castle or whoever that is. But anyway, they're fascinating. And a few years ago, I had the opportunity with my family to go to London. And we got on one of those double-decker buses and we drove all the way through London and outside the city. And they showed us everything that there was to see in the London area. And that included a lot of castles. And so we saw big castles and little castles, and we saw ornate ones and kind of modern ones. And it was all of this stuff that we got to see, and they were beautiful, and they were interesting and creative and all this kind of stuff. And so I came back and figured, I could probably teach a college-level course on castles because of everything that I learned in my one-day tour of the London area. Well, I took that new energy and that new information, and I went and started talking about kingdoms and castles and the difference between what kingdoms are and what castles are, and how they relate to the local church and all that kind of stuff. And I was speaking on this with a group of friends one time, and mentioned a lot about kingdoms and castles and all. And a friend of mine named Rupert comes up, and in his Scottish accent, because he's from Scotland, he said, "So, Austin, what do you really know about castles?" And I said, "You know what, maybe I don't know anything, because you're the guy that actually grew up in the culture." And he said, "Yes, I do know a little bit about it." And he goes, "In fact, why don't I go spend some time and write a paper and just email you some thoughts?" So sure enough, about a day later, I get this beautifully written description of what castles and kingdoms are all about in the United Kingdom, his home. And it's just this amazing journey through what all of that is about. And I've read it a bunch of times, and what I want you to do today is I want you to go read Rupert's article. It's in your workbook. And then what you're going to do is you're going to answer some questions. And then right after you do that, come back and you're going to watch the second half of this video. Okay? Have fun. I'll see you in just a few minutes.